Hey guys, and welcome back to another Season of Discovery gold making video. In this one, I'm going to be showing you a good steady farm that you can do at a kind of low level. And now the reason this is so good is because the Darkmoon Fair has just came up in Elwyn Forest. So for all the Alliance, these are going to be really good farms to do right now. So what we're going to be talking about is we're going to be talking about the small furry paws. Now on my realm, they've recently went up in price by a lot. They were like a few silver. Now they're all the way up to 10 to 15 silver each, and you can farm these very easily. So I'm going to be showing you two locations. The first one is for Alliance over in Dark Shore, and this is where the farm is located. So after this one, I will show you a location where the Horde can do this, just so you have both sides. But as you can see, you want to farm the Moon Stalkers. And as you can see, the price of the small furry paws are worth a lot right now. They've went up a bunch ever since the Darkmoon Fair has came out, which is currently out in the game at the moment. So these things are in very high demand and you'll sell them extremely quickly. Now before doing these farms, I'd recommend checking your auction house and checking the price of the small furry paws and seeing how much they're actually going for on your Pacific realm, because obviously every realm is different, and I expect if you're playing on Alliance, the price will be higher on Alliance because the Darkmoon Fair is a lot easier to access if you are Alliance. So before it was over at a Horde location at Thunderbluff, but this time it is at an Alliance place in Elwyn Forest. So I'm guessing the price on Alliance will be a lot higher than Horde this time going around. But the best thing about this farm is that how consistently they actually drop the small furry paws. They have a very high drop chance, and also the mobs are very low level. So you could come here and start doing this at like level 14, and you could also get a few levels on one of your ults at the same time. It doesn't take long to get to around level 13 and 14, and what you could do is you could come here, grind these mobs for gold, and you could also level up at the exact same time. Now the other location for the Horde, it also is pretty low level, around 15 also, so you'll be able to do some farming and some leveling if you have a character, or if you don't have a character, it's probably a good opportunity to actually level one up. You could get to level 15 within like half a day or so, and then you could start farming these mobs just for leveling and also for the gold from these small furry paws. Now the other items that they drop aren't interesting at all. The only item that you're going to be after is these small furry paws, and these are only going to be selling good for the next week or so, or as long as the Darkmoon Fair is up. So moving on to the Horde location, this is over in the Barrens, and there's going to be mobs spread out, but on the left side it's a really good spot to actually farm these, where the mobs are all around like these grassy areas. So like there's big patches of grass like you can see, and there's actually a big amount of mobs. There's like 4 to 5 to 6 of the mobs in one little location. So if you have a class that has some AoE, this is going to be perfect for this, because you can pull them all together, you can AoE them, and then you can move on to the next grass patch. And these ones too also have a really high drop chance. Like both the Alliance location and the Horde location has about a 30% drop chance, so you're going to be getting a bunch of these when you're doing this sort of farming. So when you're doing this, you're after these mobs right here. You know, they can be a bit hard to see because they lay down, but you just want to go where like these green grass patches are. There's a whole heap of them, of the green grass patches spread out along the left side of the Barrens, and normally in every single one of them there's going to be a camp with about 3 to 6 of these mobs. So you just want to gather them all up, farm them down, loot them up, and you'll make a decent amount of gold. Now I wouldn't recommend skinning these, it's just going to waste time. The main gold is just coming from these small furry paws, and I'd recommend farming up a decent amount of these and throwing them up on the auction house, even for over the lowest price on the auction house, so above the min price, because people are buying these out and they need a bunch of these. So if you can price them as high as you want really, say there's like 50 ones that are like cheaper than yours up on the auction house, what people will do is they'll buy out all 50 of those and then they'll start buying yours. So I would recommend posting these at a higher price, or whatever price you're happy with actually getting for these. So for an example, on my round they're going for nearly 11 silver. I posted them all up for 15 silver each, and within like 10 minutes someone had brought all the cheaper ones and they also brought mine. So I made even extra gold from actually doing this, just by making the price a bit more higher than the others and waiting for other people to actually buy the cheaper ones out, and then people started buying all of mine. So I'd recommend doing that if you want to make a bit of extra gold for your time whilst doing this. Now there is another farm that I've made a video on that is really good for the darkmoon faire. I'll have a link for that down below in the description box. And also, if you'd like to learn more about making gold in Season of Discovery, you can check out my complete Season of Discovery gold guide, which will be the first link down below in the description box. It's mainly catered to phase 1 at the moment, but every single time a new phase comes out, the guide will be updated and you'll get the updated version for free if you already own a copy. That was it for today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.